Hey, Bronco Nation. This is your boy BX, aka the Mile High Diplomat, coming to you straight from the embassy in Richmond, Virginia. Welcome to another edition of Mile High Dipset, where we give you an up close and personal insight into the life of a diehard Bronco fan who doesn't live in the state of Colorado. So with that, I want to get right into it because, hey, as promised, I was at the game last night, had a great time. Man, we had a really good seats. Really good parking place. I think I like that more than anything else. We were in the platinum parking section, literally parked, 2 rows away from the front door. We walked across the street, walked right into the stadium, and our seats were right there in front of us as well. So played a little cornhole, did a little tailgating. You're not going to get crazy with tailgating in preseason anyway, but it was fun nonetheless. It was a perfect day. The temperature was in the low 80s, so we just had a great time, man. I enjoyed the game, particularly since my boys came out with a 29-17 win. But with that said, my take on the game is, it was okay. I have to just say I'm glad we won, but I wasn't overly impressed. I guess the word I would choose is underwhelmed. But with that being said, we did some good things. Our offense is looking much better. They're able to produce points, put up 29 points. We had a touchdown run by Emmanuel Sanders, another touchdown run by Royce Freeman. Brandon McManus put up 5 field goals. So we have the capability to make points, earn points. I was glad with that, about 400 yards or over 400 yards, I believe, on offense. So a lot of good things there. The O-line played well. We ran the ball well, particularly Royce Freeman. I like him, just watching him play. I love the way the guy's kind of patient when he gets the ball to wait for his lanes to open up. But when the lane opens up, he's got a nice little burst to get through there. He runs hard. He runs with a chip on the shoulder. I'm pretty sure he's going to be our starting back for the season, and I think he'll do well for us. So good to see that. Emmanuel Sanders and Case Keenum, they seem to have a connection. I like the way they're kind of vibing with each other, so I expect to see more of that during the season as well. Cortland Sutton played well as a rookie. I was talking to one of my buddies, and he was like, hey, who was number 14? Is I going to be able to cover him? I was like, I don't think so, because he's one of the better rookies that we have on our team. So he looked well. Philip Lindsay looked dynamic. He's just getting better and better all the time. I'm all but certain he's going to make the team. And also we had sacks on the defensive side. We had a sack by Adam Gotsis that looked good. I was glad to see him get into the defense. Shane Ray also got a sack, even though that was in the third quarter with the second teamers. Still good to see that. I want to see all 4 of our pass rushers really getting after teams. And I keep hearing them say this team is built to where if we're playing with the lead, then our edge rushers, they can turn them loose to get after the quarterback. The defense is built to go after the quarterback. And, yeah, I get that, but, sometimes we're trying to grit out some games that we don't have a lead. We still need those guys to be able to produce. So just one of the things there. A couple of things I was concerned about, though, and maybe concern is kind of harsh, but just wasn't really impressed with or wasn't really pleased with what I saw. And that the first thing is the run defense. We've got to fix that. Like, this has been a thing that's going on for a couple of years now. And I know last night it was Adrian Peterson, and he looked good, by the way. Like, Adrian Peterson came out like he's got something to prove, and that he did. So there was one point they had taken him out of the game. The Redskins were at a 4th and 1, and they were going for it. And I was telling my buddy, I was like, man, our run defense is susceptible. I think they'll get it, particularly, up the middle. And he said they need to bring Adrian Peterson back in. And sure enough, that's what they did. He picked up 6 or 7 yards, man. So to me, that's a big thing that we have to be working on and get fixed early in the season, to where we're not just giving up big plays up the middle, teams being able to run the ball on us, because if they can run the ball on us, they can control the clock and keep our offense off the field. So that's just one of those things, man, that I'm just concerned about it. I'm going back. I am concerned. I want to see us get that fixed and get better in the run D. The other thing that I saw that, again, nothing major, but just kind of it wasn't what I was expecting, was Bradley Chubb. This guy was the number 5 pick for us this year. And, everything out of preseason and camp was that, he is lights out. He looks like a young version of Khalil Mack. And so when I looked at him last night, he seemed to struggle trying to get to the quarterback. Matter of fact, the best play I saw from him in my opinion, was a play where he stopped the run. He sealed the edge off. The guy was coming around the end, and he got off his offensive lineman and made the play to stop the run. So I see progress in him, but I guess just my expectations were high. I was expecting to see, him and Von Miller on each side just going lights out. And I'm not – it's not saying that he played bad. I'm not saying that at all. Just saying I think I kind of expected a little bit more, but that's okay too. And the other thing I saw was Bradley Roby kind of got burned on one or two big plays. So I'm a little bit leery about seeing that because he was supposed to step up and replace Aqib Talib. Honestly, I don't know if we're going to be able to really replace Aqib Talib, but we'll see how that works out. And then looking at Isaac Yiadom and Brendan Langley, neither of these guys are really stepping up to the plate to give me a lot of confidence in the fact that we're deep at cornerback. So I don't know if maybe there is a phone call to be made maybe by Elway. I don't know. I'm just saying. I hear people talking about wanting to call Kayvon Webster back. And, I'm just curious because I don't remember Kayvon Webster really lighting it up for us when he was there. I think he was serviceable. I think he was pretty good on special teams. But just to say, hey, let's call Kayvon back, and he's going to make us better and stronger at our cornerback position. I don't necessarily know if that's the answer, but then again, I don't know. Everything else is out there. So that's probably something I might be researching this week just to take a look at some things. But all in all, again, we played well. We won the game. We had some good stats, some good highlights, some bright spots. I think as the season goes on, we will progress. We will get better. All teams do. It was only preseason. And obviously I also had to remind myself that, even our play calling is kind of fairly vanilla because we're not going to show everything we got early in the season. So just kind of wanted to point those things out. But I'm excited for the season. I know we got one more preseason game coming up on Thursday against the Cardinals. That's primarily going to be to see which guys make the team, third stringer, special team guys, that sort of thing. So, I'll watch it because I always do, but not looking for a whole lot out of that. I am really ready for Paxton Lynch to be gone. I heard that he put his house up for sale already. So hopefully he understands what that is. But I would have rather have seen us go ahead and get rid of him a little bit earlier and maybe allowed someone else to come in and get some reps in some preseason games as well. So I'm not sure, but goodbye, Paxton Lynch. It's been nice knowing you. Nothing personal, but you got to go. So excited about that. Got to see Chad Kelly play last night, and he looked decent. Again, he wasn't overwhelming either. It wasn't what we saw in the first two preseason games. So, just kind of by and large, I'm just ready to get into the regular season, I guess is where I'm going with that. So with that being said, I got my first piece of email to Mile High Diplomat this week, and I had a young lady, I'm assuming it's a young lady, named Lynn. Forgive me, Lynn, if you're not a lady, from Ohio, that wanted to know from me who I thought was going to be our best rookie this year. So great question, Lynn in Ohio. Thank you. I appreciate you sending that to me. I always want to be able to communicate with other Bronco fans around the country. As far as the best rookie player I think we're going to have this year, I'm kind of torn a little bit. Two guys, both of them on offense, and that is Courtland Sutton and Royce Freeman. Courtland Sutton, man, he's a big receiver. He is really living up to the hype. I think he's going to have a good year. I think he may even cut into some of Demaryius Thomas touches. I'm not sure. But with that being said, multiple weapons for Case Keenum to throw to. I think Courtland Sutton is going to step up and play big and get his touches and have a pretty good season. I also think that Royce Freeman is going to be our starting running back. And I think, I'll go ahead and say that. I'll jump out and say that Royce Freeman will have a 1,000-yard season, maybe 12, 13 touchdowns, because I don't see anybody behind him really pushing him to be able to take touches away from him. So that's the thing with that. So to answer your question, Lynn, between the two guys, I'm going to pick Royce Freeman, and here's why. With Courtland Sutton, there's other wide receivers in the mix. Case Keenum has to throw the ball well. It's a lot of different factors. that have to allow him to be able to have a big season for a Rookie of the Year type season or anything like that. With Royce Freeman, they're going to hand the ball off to him as long as the offensive line is playing well. He's going to get his touches. He's going to get his runs. Like I said, I don't think anybody's really going to push him for touches. So at the end of the day, I think Royce Freeman will probably be our most productive rookie this year as far as stats and contribution to the team overall. But I think both of them are going to play well. I'm excited to see some of the things they're doing. Philip Lindsay is very dynamic. I like what he adds to catching out of the backfield. Even when he's just running the ball, he's a shifty guy. Again, plays well on special teams. So excited to see what he adds as well. So there's a lot of guys in the mix. And then again, I know earlier I talked about Bradley Chubb. I think that it's one of those things towards a learning curve. So as he gets more comfortable and the game starts to slow down for him, I think his natural talent will show up. So probably by the time we get into the second quarter of the season, I expect to see him playing much better as well. So lots of different things there. But hey, again, Lynn in Ohio, thank you for sending the email. I'm calling my email the Diplomatic Mail Pouch, the Diplomatic Mail Pouch. So got to go in the Diplomatic Pouch today and pull out an email from Lynn in Ohio. Great question. So with that being said, like I said, the games this Thursday night, I believe in Richmond is playing at 10 p.m. So I will definitely be watching that just to see what the remainder of the players look like and how the rest of the preseason shakes out. And then we're getting ready right after Labor Day for our first game against Seattle. I'm super excited about that. Starting off the season, we've got 3 of our first 4 games are at home. So I think that bodes well for us. The game on the road is actually in Baltimore. Your Mile High Diplomat will be making that trip. It's right at about 2 hours and 15 minutes for me. So like I said, anything inside of 3 hours from where I live at is a home game for me. If our Broncos are there, I'm going to be there. So going to that game as well. I'll definitely let you know about that. But looking forward to the season. I think we can get off to a good start in those first 4 games. 3-1, maybe even 4-0. I'll throw it out there. I think we'll have a good shot at having a successful season. You already know I've predicted that we'll finish the season 11-5. That's my prediction for the year. So need that strong start to make my prediction show up. But with that being said, that's all I got for you today, guys. Again, had a great time at the game last night and enjoyed seeing my team up close, in person. They played well. We won the game, so I had a good feeling leaving away from there. Like I said, I'm really ready for the season. So if you have any questions for me, like Lynn from Ohio did, you can email me at milehighdiplomat@gmail.com. I'll put it in the comments below. I'll also put links to my Facebook page and my Twitter page. You can follow me on both of those. On Facebook, a lot of times if I'm somewhere and we're getting to do something, I'll do a Facebook Live. So you probably want to follow me there just to be able to keep up with some of the things that we're talking about here at the embassy in Richmond, Virginia. So with that being said, I am about to get out of here. This is your boy BX, a.k.a. the Mile High Diplomat, signing out.